Hey everyone, for years now I told you to read The Gargoyle by Davidson, but I've never actually reviewed the book since I read it last before I started booktubing. Until now. I recently reread this book and I just loved it again. So I'm going to tell you again why you should read The Gargoyle by Davidson. Bear with me. The book is told by a young man in his mid-30s and the book starts with his car accident and we severely experience how he burns. This is already where you get sucked into the book because the way it is described just makes you cringe. You feel like you're burning away yourself, and this is just one example of the great writing in this book. So after he burns, he gets treated for his burns, of course, in a hospital, and we learn about his past, about his life, and his, well, lack of motivation to stay alive and get healthy. And one day this all changes when a young woman, Marianne Engel, walks into his room and says, "Hey, you burned yourself again." And she starts treating him like they're old acquaintances and tells him all these stories about their common life and their past, which, by the way, is in 1300 Germany. And although he doesn't really believe what she's saying, he gets drawn into her world and really falls for this woman. And it is amazing how this story builds up, and we can always see how he's like, no, this can't be true. And then she tells the stories and he's like, yeah, it's cute, but... And I loved how that is done. So we get his story, his past, and what he believes is real, and we get him retelling her stories that she told him. And among those stories are love stories of friends of hers. That's what she always calls them. And all of this just makes a big, great story. The first time I read it, I just flew through the book because I just had to know what happened next. Now this time around, I took my time. I really let everything sink in, and it touched me so badly, all these different stories, that I had to take breaks frequently just to digest it and think about it. Also, Dante's Inferno plays a huge role in this book, and I've read it since the last time I read the book. And now I can see a lot more parallels that I just didn't pick up on in the first or second or third time that I read it. I also love how the book stands up to the praise that I keep giving it, because I'm always afraid when I keep telling you to read the book and every time someone says they read it, I'm like, oh my god, I hope they like it, because I love it so much. And I hadn't read it in such a long time that I was not sure if it's like actually for the people who started reading it, but everyone loved it so far. So that should be a sign for you that you really need to pick up this book. It is just a great story dealing with all the important topics of belief and life and love and past and everything. Lacking words. I rambled on way too long. Last time, read this book, tell me if you picked it up, and share the love. Just share the love. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.